who is going to the assassin plot? Who is going to the tavern to have this assassination discussion?
So my thought was that Zook might go, but like try to not. He wouldn't be sitting with them. He'd be sitting at the bar.
It was the ones who weren't at the pyramid, right?
Yeah, that was my thought.
Yeah. That would be Tarin,
Eldove's
Arik,
kicking back playing
and...
magic telekinesis.
Tarin, Arik, and Orphan? Do I have that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tarin, where would you want? Because Zook will say, like, do you want me to come but not sit at the table, or do you want me to just stay behind?
Can you do so? Honestly, I mean, unless you want to try and tail anybody, like, I don't know. I'll leave that to your best judgment. You're better with this stuff than I am.
You know what? Here's what Zook's gonna do. Oh, go ahead.
Well, my only contribution is he better at this stuff? Because Zook is like the worst at intrigue in our entire party.
I'm good at following people. I'm terrible at actually, like, talking to people.
So what is Zook doing? What's Zook's plan?
Zook's gonna, you know what Zook's gonna do? He's gonna make himself invisible. He's gonna skulk through the night, and he's gonna perch himself up on a roof, looking at the door to the bar so he can see who's coming and going.
You're not skulking anywhere until I hear the command word.
Lulupihu Luluwele?
There you go. Okay.
I got that shit memorized.
I'm not the hero that Kiska needs, I'm the hero that Kiska deserves.
Yeah, I'm going on Batman, basically.
We're going to have that shit put on your tombstone. Alright. Tarin, Arik, and Orphan are sitting at the table in the low ward bar.
Monk, a priest, and a fighter walk into a bar.
So let's have this conversation. How does it go?
How does the joke go?
No, how does the conversation at the table go?
Oh.
Yeah.
Tarin will talk about... Okay, what was Tarin going to say to start? Well, I mean, we've been here for what? 3-4 days now, and we still haven't had any luck finding the guy, and apparently now he's friggin' chained up. I mean, I'm sorry, Arik, and again, I'm sorry, but I think you were drunk when you suggested coming here. I think this
didn't think
not.
this would take this long.
No.
It'd be over with this by now.
No, I mean...
I assure you I was very sober.
Well, were you thinking straight? Because, seriously, I mean, this Khalil guy is supposed to be tremendously ruthless, and that sounds great, but apparently he just walked up to the guards and gave himself up.
I didn't realize he was stupid. Like, come on.
Alright, well, I'm gonna give it, like, another 2 or 3 days to see if we can find someone. After that, I say we just book sail to Dunfoss and do this the old-fashioned way. There was no need to involve foreigners. I don't even know what I was thinking listening to you, in all honesty.
We should go to Garrett.
There's no Assassin's Guild in Garreton. I know that on well. I've already talked to people there that he specifically told me that.
That's not what I heard.
Alright, maybe Garreton then. We'll have to see which... As long as we're out of this goddamn city, it won't really matter to me. It's again, it was a huge waste to even come here.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, another round, please.
And another round is brought.
Yeah.
Oh. And that's it?
I think at this point we're waiting for someone to contact us. I mean, we could still keep talking. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll stay around for like an hour or two, but I don't know that we'll talk shop any more than that. Because Amir said someone would probably contact me the next day, basically.
Zook.
Yeah.
Throw me a stealth roll. And you're invisible, so you can make this with advantage. So that's what, 40, 50?
28.
Okay. Your invisibility doesn't last the whole time they're in the bar, obviously.
No, it was more to... Well, I wasn't in the bar. I said I wanted to perch myself across the street watching the door. My plan was to use invisibility to get into position unseen, and then when it wears off, it wears off, but I'm hopefully hidden pretty well.
Easily enough. And I mean, you're perched across the street. You see people come and go. And
I
after
use
about...
my active perception roll since I'm actually looking for something.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for... I'm keeping a very close eye on people going into the bar, and I'm looking specifically for anyone who fits the description of this Khalil, this fake Khalil.
Okay, go ahead and roll that check. What does that 16 turn into?
28.
28. You do not see anybody fitting the description of Khalil.
Okay.
Or anybody that could... Anybody even within the ballpark.
The other thing I'd be looking for is when my companions do leave the bar, I'd be looking for anybody tailing them.
And about 90 minutes after they go in, the three of them leave. Arik is kind of wavering back and forth quite a bit.
I would not have had that much to drink. We were plotting something.
Also, this bar has excellent jam.
Make a will
Ooh.
save against not being an alcoholic.
Against jam. Yeah, you see your companions leave the bar, and you watch for a few more minutes, and does not look like anybody is tailing them. You don't see anybody following them down the road.
And I would try to kind of quietly follow behind. I would basically follow behind them, keeping an eye out for any.
Okay, well now there's somebody tailing them.
Yeah, besides me now.
And where do you all go?
Back to the inn we've been staying at.
Okay.
We make it back there without incident.
Yes.
Okay, so Zook's gonna say the thing that I meant to say before we started this thing, and I completely forgot. Makes us so sure that this guy would be an assassin hire. We thought that he might just be a crazy serial killer.
He might be. Hopefully he's interested in money. I don't know. I mean, it was the best I could think of.
No, that's fair enough. I'm trying to think if we...
Suddenly, I'm filled with a very strong sense of dread.
When you
Why do you say that in your dark, windowless room?
When you get back to the inn, Eldove is playing Magic Solitaire, which is like regular Solitaire, only he's using telekinesis to move the cards.
He has 52 instances of minor illusion open, one for each card. For some reason, I guess Eldove manages his spells like a Google Chrome tab. That just... So, the next day, Arik,
Yes.
you're out and about in town. And
Looking for jams.
you're in the bazaar. You're browsing around for whatever kind of ridiculous, fantastic desert jam might be in order. And you find
Sure.
one.
Yeah.
It's called Desert Honey Jam. It has a golden hue to it, like a deep amber color to it.
Desert honey jam. All right.
A jar of it is 3 gold pieces.
Cool.
Damn.
And you're just about to break into your jar of jam and like drop in Indian style in the middle of the path and just start wiping it all over your body before you feel a presence next to you. A small, slender man kind of brushes up against you for a moment as you're going to leave the jam stall. And he makes a noise with his throat like,
I raise my eyebrows.
When he has your attention, he meets your eyes. He's wearing a cloak. Similar to the cloak that a wall walker would wear. But it's obviously of a different make. It's obvious. It's older. It's tattered. It's a different color. And when you look in the man's face, you see a very passing resemblance to Khalil. Like at first glance, if you didn't know Khalil very well, this man could stand in for him. And when he sees he has your attention, he says, "I hear you and your mates have been looking for me."
You must be Khalil.
And he holds up his hand and hushes you. So let's not speak out here in the open.
Where should we meet you then?
He motions over to an area of the bazaar where 2 of the buildings, a dead-end alley, goes in between them, hooks around so that it's up against one of the outer walls of the city. And he motions his head back that direction and starts to walk over there.
Where are my companions?
No idea. You're alone. You're
I'm
on your own
alone.
right now.
Oh,
All you have is your faithful companion Jam.
Just you and your jam.
just me and my jam. All right. I will follow him then.
Okay.
Hold on. Sworn.
You want to be nice right now? Up here sending stones.
I know the spell sending. Huh? Can I just send a sending to Tarin?
Okay. Saying what?
I found him. Meet me at the location that he pointed out.
Okay. Tarin, you receive a sending that describes a location in an alley in the bazaar.
I'll grab the rest of the group and head on out.
Arik,
Yes.
going back in the alley, the man is stooped behind some empty crates. There's always crates. If you bust them open, there'll be a little power up to fulfill part of your life.
Nice.
And he waves you over.
Yeah, I go over.
Okay. As you get closer to him, you see there's a bundle of something on the ground in front of him, covered with cloth. Looks like it's bloodied. And he's meeting your gaze as you're walking forward. He's locked you right in the eye. One of his hands is behind his back.
I stop going towards him.
And what?
Little concerned. I sort of motion to whatever he's holding behind his back. Like, I don't know what he's got behind his back, so.
So do you ask him? What do you say?
Yeah. What's behind your back?
And he pulls his hand behind his back and holds it up. And he shows you his gloved hand. This is nothing. He says, "Come in closer. I'll show you." And he waves you forward to the end of the alley.
So many spells. None of them ready.
He's agonizing over this decision like he's selling a child to a bard or something.
Yeah, I'll follow. Very slowly, reluctantly.
As he sees your reluctance, he's a great big man like you. What are you afraid of?
My quarterstaff is pretty conspicuous, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll follow you.
Okay. When you get
I
close,
can't think of what to do at this point.
right next up to him, you're standing. He's got the bundle on the ground between you. He's stooped down, and he reaches over and he pulls the cloth back. Laying on the ground is the butchered body of a woman. You see, she's been slashed at the throat, across the face, down the sternum. And he's locking eyes at you. He hasn't left your gaze. He says, "This kind of work you need done?"
I nod.
He says, "How much?"
2,000 gold.
2,000.
Yeah.
What all are you armed with? You've got your quarterstaff. Do you have any other weapons on your person?
No, I put my glaive in my footlocker and just the holy symbol.
Okay.
And yeah.
He says, "Okay, what kind of work? What's the job?"
There's someone that we want, and I point to the body on the ground. Like that.
Like this.
Happened, like... Yeah.
He reaches inside of his cloak. And he draws out a dagger. And he flips it around in his hand so he's holding the blade. And he holds it up to you, offering you the handle. And he says, "Show me." He pulls the cloak back, or the cloth back further, revealing the woman's belly and navel, which is untouched. He says, "Show me." I'm actually sitting here with my hand extended like I'm offering you a dagger, like anybody can fucking see me. My bad.
Sometimes that just happens, you know?
I rolled randomly to see who would get the moral conundrum here, but I think the gods always favor Arik in these situations. By the way,
Eldove would have just done
just to be clear,
Yeah.
Osprey definitely frowns on desecrating a corpse.
Yeah, I know. No.
Like, Orphan would have just
It's-
done it, Eldove would have just done it. If you wanted it to be a moral conundrum, it had to be Arik.
It had to be the priest. I'm wearing my priestly vestments, right? So it's very obvious I'm a priest.
Yes. But he seems to give no indication that he knows or cares who Osprey is.
Yeah, and that's fine. Just can he acknowledge that I am a priest?
Do you ask him to?
No. I sort of wave like, oh, there's no need for that.
'Cause you don't have the stomach for this kind of work.
That's why we're looking for someone.
This is why you need me. He takes the blade and he starts working the body with it, cutting open the belly. Let's see what she had for dinner, eh? He starts carving out the sweetmeats inside of this woman's body. Right there in front of you.
It's fish.
I don't react.
The 8 hours of drinking from the previous night suddenly catch up with you in the desert heat in this sweltering alley.
I'm just picturing Brick Roads online, and he's just like, so how many diamonds did Arik buy?
And he does. He carves out her stomach out of her body. This is fascinating work, this.
Yes, I can tell you enjoy it.
This is 2,000 gold.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you need the body?
No.
I can have it.
Oh, God.
Yep.
This guy.
He says, "Where are we going? Where's the job?"
You know the wall walkers?
At the mention of the wall walkers, he spins the dagger around, wipes the blood clean on his pants. Then he uses his hand, he reaches in the other side of his cloak, opens it up, and you see Khalil's old badge sewn into the inside of the cloak. He says, "Don't you know who I am?"
You are Khalil. Yes.
He said, "All about the wall walkers." This is one of them.
Yes.
It's very dangerous work, that.
This particular one has been very troublesome for my companions and I.
He says, "Where will we can isolate him? Where will we do it?"
My deity is so going to abandon me. What was the name of the out of character?
No.
What was the name of the captain of the wall walkers?
Zahir? The Null?
Yeah.
You tell him that you want Null Zahir killed?
Yeah.
His eyes get really wide. This is a very dangerous job.
3,000 then.
And you see, he actually licks his lips when you mention 3,000.
Where the fuck is Tarin in the group?
They're still a couple minutes away.
I bet they are. So do we have a deal then?
He This is 1,000 up front. Let me see the money.
I don't have the money with me right now. It's secured away since I didn't think.
When
we
you
would
say you
need
don't
it
have
right
the
now.
money, he
Right.
scowls at you. He reaches down at the cloth, drags it back over the corpse, stands up very quickly, says, "No money, no deal."
I will have the money for you. I just wasn't. It's a lot of money, and I wasn't expecting to carry it. I wasn't expecting to need it.
Where is it?
It's in. It's where we're sleeping in the inn.
Very well, let's go, right now. And he whips his cloak back around to cover the bloody pant leg where he wiped his dagger off. He's lead the way. Right behind you.
Okay.
I wouldn't let him follow behind me.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that either. I will get off another sending Tarin. Say, meet us at the inn.
Khalil,
Hey.
the slat on your door opens, and you're not sure what time of day it is, how many days have passed. It's just been darkness for you.
Pacing.
You hear a clattering sound inside your cell where someone threw in a metal pan full of whatever gruel they're feeding you. The food splashes out of the bowl, sloshes across the floor. You hear a voice on the other side. And it's the voice of Nal Zahur. And he asks, "I don't understand why you left, and I don't understand why you came back."
Want to know why?
He says, "Enlighten me."
You sent me on this mission to aid in the investigation of the Null's daughter, or the Y'all's daughter. And some of the things that my group has become embroiled in have become questionable. I didn't want the honor of the Wall Walkers to be besmirched by those activities. That's why I left.
He says, "What are the nature of these activities? What exactly have you been up to, Khalil?" What have you done to impugn your own honor?
My honor is... To be perfectly honest, my honor satisfied. I've obeyed my orders to the best of my ability to both you and Captain Tarin. That has not changed and it will not change.
He says tomorrow morning you're going to stand trial. He expects it will be swift. He says, "I hope your honor gives you comfort when you hang on the cross." And then the slat slams shut. And then a hatch opens.
Punch that goblin straight in the fucking soul.
It wasn't a goblin, it was Eldove coming to visit from the future, but okay. He
Oh,
punched him.
nice. Alright. Sorry, future Eldove. You have no time to explain, because I just punched you in the face.
Eldove uses reflex to cast shield.
So those of you at the inn, Arik shows up with this man standing with him.
Hold on, rewind just one quick second.
Okay.
What did he sent us a sending saying that he met him, and then he sent us a sending immediately after saying that he was
Was
coming.
on his way to the inn.
He's on his way to the inn. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zook took the time to stealth himself. I don't know the layout of the inn, but like on an upstairs balcony, overlooking or something to that effect.
Well, there's no upstairs balcony looking over this inn. It's not a very fancy place. It is a very public place, though, and very lively at this time of day.
Then he would put himself in a corner to try to hide in plain sight as much as possible.
Okay. How's everybody else positioning themselves in the inn?
Tarin will get a table.
Okay, so Tarin's gonna sit at one of the
Yeah,
tables.
I'll just be sitting
Orphan's with him.
just like it's a normal thing.
What about Eldove?
I was drinking.
Drinking at the table with the captain and Orphan?
Now I'm at the bar.
At the bar, okay.
I'll
yeah.
just do a quick mind link to Eldove. Do you have any mental spells that would just take this guy out without killing him?
I can pick him up.
That might work.
So Arik enters the inn, and with him is the man that I described earlier. And he's scanning around the room.
Tarin will stand up and pull a chair out at their table.
Yeah, I point over to Tarin and Orphan and go, they're here. Perfect.
And
Orphan stays seated and just stares at the guy.
the man nods, saunters over to the table, hunkers down in the chair that Tarin offered him, leans in real close, says, "The price is 3,000, so let me see the money." You have the coin, yes?
Tarin will fish around in his pocket. And what he's going to pull out is a tuning fork. And he's going to cast Plane Shift, targeting the demi-plane that we had Khalil locked up in.
Nice.
He gets a DC 19 Charisma save.
Charisma save?
Yeah.
Failed miserably. So his eyes get real wide because he watches very intently as you pull something out of your pouch. And he sees it's not a coin. He tries to move and stand up, but you throw the spell out and he blinks away. Everybody in the tavern notices what just happened. You hear chairs scoot back. People are looking up from their morning meals.
Tarin will casually put the tuning fork back into his spell component pouch and then do issue ascending to the leader of the wall walkers. Have 3 of your men meet me by this wall. I have the actual murderer, not Khalil. And I'll give the location of where the demi-plane opens. It's closed right now.
Okay. And then what do you do?
I'll stand up and say, let's go collect our murderer. Kind of dust his hands off.
Captain, there is a corpse over by the original location I sent you. He's murdered a woman very viciously, and that they should be aware of as well.
Alright, we'll tell them that one in person.
Orphan goes over to Eldove and says, "I don't think they need us for this.
Yeah, I think Tarin has it in hand.
Let's go look into your cult some."
Alright.
So where do you guys go to look into the cult?
Duke looks to between Tarin and Eldove and says, "Captain, you want me with you or with them?"
Actually, I wouldn't mind Eldove just because he is the best at subduing people. It'll only take 5 minutes, Eldove.
Alright. Come on,
Somebody
Orphan.
goes down to the wall.
Mhm.
A couple of wall walkers meet you there, and these are not the typical rank and file. These look to be higher level officers standing at the wall. One of them, when he sees Tarin, steps forward. Says, "The Null received your message. What is this about?"
We captured the man claiming to be Khalil Navarra. I have him trapped in an extra-dimensional space. I'm about to give him to you.
And the dimension of the extra dimensional space, you just see looks of confusions on both of their faces.
A magical door will open. We'll go into it, pull the bastard out, and then you have him.
He is armed and very dangerous, so please be careful.
Duke
We'll
has
be
his
going
bow
in first.
Drawn to the arrow.
Yeah,
drawn to
Tarin
gun and
draws
ready.
his sword and casts armor.
Okay.
And then I'll cast Demi-Plane and open up the shadowy door.
And as soon as the door is open, I mean, you hear screams from inside. Hysterical screaming of the man who's trapped in there. At the sound of it, the 2 wall walkers both draw their blades and face the door. And you see the man inside. You see where he has spent the last few minutes frantically pummeling the stone with his hands.
Suggestion, come along quietly. He gets another DC 19 will save.
Roll a 3. So you give him the suggestion, come along quietly, and he quiets down. He stops freaking out. And he does. He starts moving, ambling towards the door. As he does, one of the wall walkers, who now has his sword drawn, turns to you and says, "How do you know this is the man?"
Take a look at his cloak. Oh, you haven't told me that yet, Arik.
But I was about to say, if you
We don't
search
know
him,
that
you'll
he has
find
it.
Khalil's badge.
And they do. The man comes out. He's very cooperative. And the wall walkers, one of them even notes how, if you weren't familiar with him, you could see how this man would pass as Khalil. And they examine his cloak. They see Khalil's badge. They see the streak of blood on his pants where he wiped his dagger. And they do. They clap his irons.
There is a woman in an alley that this man viciously stabbed and murdered.
At the mention of that,
Pretty gruesome.
one of the guards takes control of the prisoner. He looks over and nods at the other one, and the other officer dashes off in the direction that you indicate. Over the course of the next few hours, the woman's body is found. Using enhanced interrogation techniques, which we need not get into the specifics of here, the man gives up information about his hideout in the city, where they find a stolen Wallwalker's longsword. They find a small stash of coins that he would have stolen from his victims. They also find grisly trophies taken from bodies. And this man is thrown into a cell. And an hour or so later, Khalil, lock on your door clicks open. Standing there is one of the officers along with Amir.
Stand up myself. Well, you've either come here for one of two reasons. Either my friends have succeeded, or they failed and I'm about to be put to death. Which is it?
Amir says, your friends did good work. The evidence suggests this man was the butcher we're looking for, and he did have this. And he holds out your badge that had been cut from the cloak.
That is definitely mine.
Amir says, sadly not anymore. And he puts it back. He says, you're a free man, Khalil, but you're not a wall walker. Your sword is returned to you, your other effects. Your friends are waiting for you outside with a big banner. Welcome home, Khalil! Over the next day, there is a trial. The man is put on trial, found guilty by overwhelming evidence. The Jal does not come down with his decree, but he is in attendance at the trial, along with his entourage, which is very rare in the city. The man is found guilty, and before the day is out, he is put up on a cross, left to dry out in the sun. His screams of just anguish of being captured are so loud that they eventually have to cut out his tongue. We don't have to go into the specifics of that either. But you did this to this man. Good job, Arik.
I'm more concerned about the woman.
Khalil will be right there, staring him in the fucking eyes.
Because we were looking for him, he wound up killing somebody, so...
He was gonna kill her anyway.
Probably,
This is what you get for stealing another man's name.
The woman's body, they identified her family. There was an internment. A poor family.
Oh, well, that makes it okay, then.
It does. I mean, killing poor people is fine as long as you're not using your own identity. That's what we've learned here today.
Did the Wallwalkers have any idea who he was? Was he a known criminal or somebody that they knew?
It was not. They don't know much about his background at all, nor do they care.
Alright.
He's dead.
Fuck him.
Yeah, they meet out with justice. He's put on a cross to dry out over the course of however many days that takes. I wouldn't imagine long.
How did he get Khalil's badge?
A little too late to ask him now. Because Arik stands at the base of the cross and yells up, hey, you! With no tongue. Yeah, you, down here. How did you get that badge?
The way I heard it was he was walking along High Harbor Road one day, eating a banana, and his badge just washed up.
That was a banana plot that
Okay.
from weeks ago.
Kind of. I did not. This is why I can't spend bananas anymore.
What have we learned about bananas? They are merely suggestions to Brick Road.
Burger is not to be trusted with bananas.
I mean, it is the evil genie.
Hey, I have never spent a single banana all game.
He's right, damn it.
They look like bananas, but they smell mysteriously like monkey paw.
Khalil,
Yes.
what you find is that once your name is cleared and people realize that there was an imposter, while the officers and the wallwalkers, the Nodal himself will have nothing to do with you, obviously, and a lot of the elites, a lot of the high-ups, the noble houses who you turned your back on your honor, that's how they see it. But your name isn't mud in the streets. To a lot of the people, your name is known not really as a hero, but as a figure of hope. You were one of the people, Kiska's official investigator into Nehimu's murder, and she was very well loved amongst the people of the city. And the stories of how you left your job at the Wallwalkers, how you left your position here to seek justice outside of the walls in other areas of the world. There are stories brewing about your name here. There are also stories that you bedded one of the Sanguine Serpents.
Okay.
I don't know where that one came from.
Does that also smell like banana?
No. That smells like you took one of their swords and been fighting with it for a few months for no reason.
Yeah.
Something about an exchange about a sword for a sword. I don't know.
Oh, the thing is, you got that.
Did you
one
get that
back,
from 50
so-
Shades of Sand?
Yeah. That one's out of 50 Shades of Sand, actually.
Okay.
Khalil has become very much an expert on that book by now.
All right. I have one more scene to get through tonight back at the Blue Dragon Inn. Is there any reason any of you guys want to hang out in Kiska? Anything else you want to do here?
Nope.
Like, we didn't... Oh, well, we wanted... yeah, we can go back to the inn and try to see if our powers combined can figure out this lock. That can be kind of our next step down the cult path.
Okay.
And then actually,
We don't want to do anything about Null Kontar?
What about it?
Yeah, I was thinking about visiting Nanis or Null Kontar or both.
What did Eldove
But
tell
that
the guys
that
about
might
what
be-
he learned from the meeting of Gamer and Kontar?
There were other words, but these are the exact gist of it is, hey, he's not any crazier than our Warlock.
Which is true.
Be right back.
So Orphan goes to the School of Senses and inquires about Nanis.
Yeah, I'm gonna go visit her just to see if whether I should believe what Eldove is telling me about Null, or whether I should believe what the dream is telling me.
She is not here.
He's in the Shadowfell.
Figures.
No, I mean, you go to the school and make some inquiries, and there are people who know her there, and... no, she is studying abroad. She's conducting research in her fields abroad of Kiska right now.
Oh, and
I'll
you
ask
know
them-
exactly what that research is, because I told you.
Yeah. I'll ask them to if she would mind conducting a sending on Horned Orphan when she returns.
I mean,
Just
you
I'll
can
ask-
you can leave the message there for her.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'll ask them to pass that message along to her when she returns.
And they agree. They will do so. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and load up the world map again here.
Went ahead and added Magic Tome with the Silver Lock to party loot under Weird and Unusual.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, when people graduate from magic school, do they get sendings for the next 40 years asking them to please donate to the school?
Imagine so, yes.
Oh, the other thing was that
It's better
That was
than
the-
dreams. It's better than getting dreams for 40 years.
God, that would be terrible. I bet they do that too.
Yeah, it totally would.
For like the really rich ones.
Mm-hmm.
You return to the inn of the Blue Wormling. Those of you. And, there is a very strange visitor. The people, the citizens of your farms and your trading posts and whatnot are abuzz about this very wealthy man who's been staying at the inn for only a couple of days. Nobody's sure where he's from. Nobody recognizes... He's not wearing overtly a family crest. He hasn't spoken much about himself, but he's been spreading a lot of money around at the inn. He's made some...
Spreading money around on what?
Yeah, on jam, I guess. And wine.
You have fine furs and things that Zook put the gears into motion to collect. He's been buying some of those. He's been buying... he put down a payment for 2 kegs of your wine next time you have a harvest. He's rented out the largest room of your inn. You haven't actually established the comfort house yet. You've been... Phil has been asking about it, but you keep denying it.
I'm back.
He's spending lavishly at meals. He's he'll eat his midday meal and then, as a courtesy, pay with a gold piece instead of however many coppers it's supposed to cost.
It's almost like he has a magical coin pouch. With as many gold pieces as he wants.
And when you all return, when you guys are at the inn, do you stay at a room in the inn proper, or do you stay at the guardhouse?
Tarin has his library in the guard tower.
I thought you were going to say for a second pocket pension. I was like, does Tarin spend any time that he doesn't have to in our world?
The only reason the only reason Tarin isn't in the pocket dimension at all times is because he can't receive sendings there.
Duke probably camps out somewhere near the edge of the property, because since he usually takes a watch position whenever he's around.
When you return to the inn, you all receive a request from this man that he would like to take a meal with you in the safety of your guard tower. He traveled a very long distance to meet with all of you and discuss some things that he believes would be of mutual interest.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Eldove has been meaning to provide a space for him to try out his new prestidigitation case from the meal he went to.
When the man enters, he's dressed very richly. Reds and purples. He's dressed like a nobleman, but he's not wearing a coat of arms. He's not wearing a crest or any kind of identifying mark. His face is handsome, but wrinkled. He looks like he might be in his mid-50s or so. Does not have a stitch of gray hair on his entire head. In fact, it looks like his hair is kept, and his facial hair, his mustache, his beard is trimmed daily with laser precision, like not a hair out of place. The man looks immaculate.
That's like he's from Tetlateus region? Imagine we could probably have some idea.
He doesn't. But you're not able to pinpoint where he might be from. Like, if you had just a generic idea of how a nobleman would dress, that's how this man is dressed. He's not dressed like he's from any particular region. That does strike Eldove and Arik as... Well, maybe not Arik. Arik is a peon. But Eldove, for sure, it strikes you very strangely. He's not dressed like a man from Dunfoss or any of the other cities you've been in, but he is dressed as a noble from somewhere.
I'm going to do a quick mind link with Eldove as soon as I see him.
Well, before you do
we're
that,
looking at the same thing.
Before you do that, you're not looking at the same thing, because Tarin, you see that he's not a man at all. His skin is reptilian, scaled with large interlocking scales of a very deep, deep blood red. His eyes are in his head, burning black with coal. He has horns protruding from his skull, and he has huge wings folded up along his back.
Hey.
And he walks into the room on cloven hooves. At his sword, or at his side, which you can't see on his person, the rest of you can't see, but Tarin, you can see at his side, he wears a sword that is burning with fire. And you can smell on him the smell of death and just burning sulfur as he walks in the room, burning brimstone.
Satan is visiting us.
Is there anyone else in the room?
It's just unless it's you guys plus whoever you requested to be there.
I don't think we'd have asked anyone else to come.
Yeah,
would,
I
would
think
we?
it's just us.
Tarin will just say, "You can dismiss with the illusionary pretenses."
And he
Eldove's
smiles.
sighs.
He
Oh
says,
no.
And what do you mean by that?
Duke's butthole clenches.
I can see you for what you are. Let's just have out with it.
And he nods and says, I'm glad. But he doesn't drop the illusion.
And I'll do a quick mind link to each member of the group. Demon, pretty scary looking one in all honesty.
Eldove responds, "Wait, was his money illusionary too?"
Eldove.
Tarin will pull up a chair and sit down and kind of like motion to him to continue.
Khalil rolls his eyes and then just locks eyes.
Eldove,
just locks
Orphan,
onto this guy.
Eldove, Orphan, and Khalil. Everybody can roll me an Arcana check at disadvantage. Khalil, you can make it without disadvantage.
Did you say everyone or just those three people?
No, just those three. Just Eldove, Orphan, and Khalil.
All right,
So
well, I
fucking-
rolled my pat.
You know what? I'm gonna give this to Tarin too. Tarin, you can take it with disadvantage.
Which
I'm
kind
so
of check was
fucking
this?
bad at it.
This is Arcana.
Okay. This is to find out if I know that it's a Baylor.
We'll see.
Hey, look at that! Double 17s.
Nice.
Do you want the 17 or the 17?
I'll
So,
take the 17, please, Alex.
did
that'll-
anybody beat a 20?
I did.
Nope.
Nobody beat a 20?
Tarin does.
Tarin does. You're not... Okay, well now Tarin, I need you to make a Wisdom 15. Just straight up Wisdom 15.
You're a fucking nerd.
13.
13 is not good enough, so you learn nothing. I mean, you definitely know he's infernal or abyssal, one of the two.
Silver or iron? Silver or iron?
So, he takes a seat at the table very
Yeah, it's
nonchalantly,
some stuff.
reaches across, grabs one of the dinner rolls, and begins to peel the layers back and begins munching on them. And he says, I'm delighted to share a meal with you all. I hope I can put you all at ease. He says, we have a mutual friend, we do. You
Eldove
spoke-
sighs again.
Give me
This
a
is-
second to look at my notes.
How did I lose control of my life?
Just give me 1 second. I know exactly what I want to say to this guy. I just want to see if I have the name written down. Oh, did I? Sorry. This will be awesome if I'm actually have it written down here.
Uh-oh.
Eldove, I know exactly where you lost control of your life. It's when you got shipwrecked and then found the ship.
His life was so boring before that, though.
I should have just
True.
kept going.
Oh, I don't have it written down. I'm guessing this is the guy that Kephis was talking about, who also wants a way off of this world. Kephis, I take it,
He
would
nods.
be our mutual friend.
This is very good. This is Kephas is a very useful contact to have. So I know a lot about all of you, but none of you know anything about me. I'll introduce myself. My friends call me Destin. And he looks around the table, and his eyes focus over on Orphan. And he says, are we friends?